the segments.
Okay.
And then we just map it to some common thing.
Non-item and question answering is good enough.
Totally. Can I have a follow-on question? For the interactive challenge, is it expert novice or just novice?
It's just expert.
I would also say so.
For the first year.
I mean, the other thing you have to consider at ACM Multimedia is that
Everybody's an expert. Yes.
well
No,
nah,
they're an expert in something. They're not going to be an expert in that.
but you have a challenge session in parallel to 5 other things.
But we can make a challenge session in parallel to a welcome reception in the Guinness Storehouse if we wanted to.
No,
Yeah.
We have control.
we cannot run this in the Guinness Storehouse.
Why not? We have control. Completely, 100%.
He's talking about something else.
But also it makes
Who
things
is running this?
complicated.
It can be a dry event.
A driver.
In the Guinness Storehouse.
You're digging yourself deeper. You're
I have flashbacks of Bangkok when the drinks came early, you know.
We call it LRUI, lifelong retrieval under influence, right?
Yeah.
Was it Bangkok?
But
The
if we
drinks
want-
came early and,
No.
If we,
it was
Greece.
Huh?
Greece.
no,
VBS.
Bangkok.
Bangkok had no drinks at for
yeah,
VBS.
but Bangkok had no drinks in the
Dry.
banquet either. It was a dry conference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bangkok?
The
Bangkok.
drinks came after
MMM.
the
Yes. In the Irish pub.
All right, let's focus
Anyway,
less on the
yes.
dry or wet
Yes.
and on the actual task at hand, please.
But
Thank you.
if we want to get the community enthused, we have to do it as a general ACM multimedia something, right? If it's in a workshop in the Hyatt Parallel Hotel,
Yeah.
it's the biggest room, and there's loads of other stuff happening at the same time, nobody gives a damn, it's just us.
But the question was experts and novices, right?
Yeah.
And experts is good enough, I think.
Because experts
Okay.
will be
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now,
The
Yes.
experts have to be there with their
I'm going
systems.
to ask you the question. Put yourself in the middle of the conference next year. Okay, there is a grand challenge session. We'll be involved in a grand challenge session somehow, right? How do we enthuse people to get involved next year if we don't have a session, an actual competition?
So 1 year later, you mean?
I want to listen. Yeah, this is
2026.
2026. How do we get people involved?
I think in the past the VPS community was very much interested in all the additional competitions, like also AVR4P, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So,
you're talking about something
The
else.
problem with the
Yeah,
core
okay.
VBS community is that it's running out of capacity. So now there's
That's
already
true.
3
That's
things per year, and people
Yes,
are
that's
kind
true.
of, oh, I don't have the time to do
So
anything.
no, not only time. You have to keep in mind that in Europe, fundings are getting cut everywhere, including the Netherlands. So travel is
Can
going to
we-
be increasingly issue. Travel money, just like, and because of sustainability and so on, some universities are limiting even how many conferences. For you, probably, like Sweden kind of started. Is it Norway?
Ireland's
Sweden?
talking about it.
Norway has cut a lot.
We could also do it offline. I mean online,
Good.
virtually.
But that would kill lots of the vibe, you know. So
Look,
So, Carl, you would suggest the novice session to get new people involved in the community, is that right?
excitement.
Because I would suggest that we have just the expert session, but then we also specifically have like maybe
But
a
the problem is,
demo
if it's
session?
expert sessions, we're all gonna be not taking part in it, right? That's the
Yes.
problem. We
But-
basically cut our community in half.
yeah,
Right,
but
factor
somebody
all in.
has to build the system anyways, right? And so they should
So
be
how
there
do we make
anyway.
it easy for people to build systems? What support we give? The challenge with Tien's guys, for example, is that your guys have to work with one of the existing systems on top of it. How easy, if we want this to be big, how easy do we make it for people to take part? It's already a big data set, right? It's already difficult.
So there are 2 parts that you are talking. I think
Lots.
you are talking. One part is how to involve new people to kind of join, and the other one is how to make it more appealing at the conference.
It's the same thing to me. If we make it appealing, we attract new people.
Yeah. So that.
One is a subset of the other. Because how to get people to do it at the conference? Make the same types of tasks in the offline and in the online thing. So then all the people who built something for the I had all my algorithms run against this. Might as well bring the intermediate results and slap some basic UI on top. So all the hard work is already done.
Right.
The former, I have no idea. Just make it an interesting task.
But I think if you allow novices, then it puts completely different requirements on the user interface.
Yeah.
And I think that one is the
This makes
add-on
things so much
work
harder.
that you don't want to
I
do.
can build something I can operate. I
Yes, yes.
cannot necessarily. If I need to build something anyone
get
can
it.
operate.
Yes.
Can I just show the other one? So do we? So this is another one now. Is the really point to win that, or just to have enjoyable experience for everybody? I think probably
But-
second
Well,
one is more
for
important.
AC
Some people
multimedia,
are-
And I think many people would like to try those systems. If
What?
people come there, imagine seniors from our community. They are like gonna be,
Yes.
oh, they wanna sit there and try. And students probably, oh, what is this thing?
No,
Let me
if
try,
you
know.
if
Yes,
you
yes, but-
participate to a grand challenge, people will the substantial fraction of the people who will participate to a grand challenge in the classical sense will be in it to win it, not to just have a good time.
I agree.
But what if the plan of that is there is the expert session in the actual challenge session, but there is part of the demo session
Yeah.
where
Yes.
all
Like a
the
new
systems
demo.
participating are there,
You
And a pseudo competition.
or like a
I wouldn't even
specific
frame it
area.
necessarily as a competition. I would suggest just having a sort of an open demo where people
Yeah,
can
Right.
try out the systems.
but not just like interspersed somewhere, but a specific
Yes, yes,
area of the
absolutely,
demo,
absolutely.
which is
Groups.
the
And
Yes, yes, yes.
ideally
challenge.
with the experts there to explain the systems and
But what I believe, what I think actually it's really fun also for novices that join there, colleagues, audience. You see, why this is very interesting. I think I noticed first time that kind of effect in Iceland in 2017. Jan Soborov came from NIST, and I don't think he's seen this for a while. I think he was involved from early track wits, and KISS task was there, and yeah. So he was really, oh my god, I think we should make all benchmarks like this, like this is like Olympics, like but only for nerds, and it was like, no, you remember, like, maybe.
Remember,
Yeah, but no.
Yes, but Trek does still not do that.
Yeah, that's the
And,
problem.
he's still running Trek, so
Right.
he could have if he wanted to.
the reason we're still here is because SIGMM want to replicate VBS/LSE and ACM multimedia. So they want that
Right.
thing,
Totally.
right? So we still have to put on that thing.
Yes.
Only
And that's the
fancier,
demo session
shinier.
thing.
Right.
And that's enough, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it has
it's-
to be zero stakes because
Yes, okay, fine.
because if you stake anything, if say, oh, this is a proper competition at the flagship conference and yada yada yada, and then you rely on random people
No, that's
you've
the
never seen. The participant with the
Right.
system that
Yeah.
performed best in the expert system, in the expert thing, who's gonna lose the competition because they got a novice that did not understand the task, they're gonna be pissed.
Okay.
So this
Keep the
is
separate
So
prices.
let's
not do,
No.
let's not do prizes.
Not
let's
do the
let's do
competition,
let's
yeah.
do evaluation in terms of look, we have clear parameters that we control as much as possible, and then we can argue this is a scientific benchmark because we can. These are the things we can measure. And the other thing is the visibility, community service, blah 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 event. Let's say, look, we do demo. Everybody who's interested can do the
Yeah,
demo.
fine, I'm happy
And
with
yes.
that.
And
And
you
yes.
can have more novices do that because you
Yes.
can just
Yeah.
change after every
Yes,
task. Because
exactly.
Yeah.
otherwise you wouldn't change because if one novice has learned how to use the system, you want to
Yes.
keep them. But
Right.
Make it
there it's
interesting by
better.
having
Yes.
a prize for every round for the best novice. Simple, right?
Yeah, so something simple.
This quiz-
Candy.
Hey,
Piece of candy.
congratulations, you get an
Piece
Easter
of
egg.
candy.
Congratulations, you
Yeah.
get
Piece of candy. Piece of candy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ali's
Something.
painting.
Genius.
Small, small
Yeah,
whiskey,
yeah.
small
Yes.
whiskey bottles.
Yes,
Something
exactly.
like this.
Or a bottle of whiskey every round.
No, yeah, but you can get these tiny ones, right?
what's the budget of this? A bottle of whiskey every round?
No, our aim here, right?
You get
is to get
small.
people
Yeah.
enthused.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
Right.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
at the right part of the conference. It exists where everybody is going to be.
So
Right.
you know
Right.
what you can do? I did it for my students.
Well,
for
it's
something,
reception,
whatever.
doesn't matter,
You
something
buy
like
a
that.
bottle of wine and you buy chocolates, and then you ask them. Somebody doesn't drink. Somebody you're like, hey guys, the first one can choose. Like Moldovan wine, Georgian wine, or Italian. Plus there are chocolates. You choose what you want. So somebody
Yeah.
picks.
Yeah, right.
And then hopefully by the next year, we have more people in to take part.
So one thing you could do is if you start with a preparation session where people just practice,
Yeah.
then this happens. You could even do the novice session at the welcome reception. After that, there's the competition.
Yeah, fine.
By that time, you will, that gives you pressure to debug things. You have some practice. You get to see some types of tasks. You have to create more tasks. That's the disadvantage, but otherwise you could recycle them.
Yeah.
But that might bring people, if they have seen this at the reception, to come and look at it.
The following year, the data set remains the same for the second year, and maybe we provide some baseline retrieval system that people can use via an API to make it easier. By the way, won't do this yourself. There's an API written by Bob.
There's systems out there, right?
Yeah.
There's at least half a dozen things that have been participating in VBS/LSC that you can get from GitHub if anyone would ever bother to look at them.
To make it easier, basically we would give them like a prepared data set for that system so that this is ready to use. And
It should be made as easy as possible. Okay, have we decided?
Not sure.
Not
I
sure
personally-
about the
personally
exact
Would
logistics.
rather do expert session and then let everybody try.
Yes.
So why don't we do the expert session in the
This is
workshop?
also possible, yeah.
Right? Expert session takes place in a workshop, right?
Wait a second, you talk workshop, grand challenge and hackathon.
Yeah, we're doing. The way to get this. Look, we're in charge. The way to get this to work is we make it do it.
But the grand challenge can be a competition with the experts. And then
No, the grand challenge has got to be the asynchronous and the synchronous.
We will stay
Right.
talking about the
Right.
synchronous.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
So it's fine.
the Grand Challenge should also have the classical Grand Challenge aspect, as in you actually get to present your stuff with at least a poster.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a leaderboard and blah, blah, blah.
Yes,
and all of this
yeah.
is
So,
happening beforehand.
With the grand challenge, there is a workshop that takes place before the grand challenge where you actually come and use your interactive
Okay.
system.
By workshop, you
Yeah.
mean an actual a co-located thing that happens in the workshop slot, or you mean a
It's
session?
up to
in
us.
Yeah,
And
but
in the workshop slot
it
probably makes more
changes the
sense.
logistics dramatically.
yeah.
Because those are fundamentally, from a proceedings point of view, from a conference setup
Right.
point of view, those are two different
It can be a
things.
workshop that doesn't have proceedings, right? It's just an
Well,
event. I don't.
No, but I mean, you're really talking about an extended conference session, right?
Yes, but that's
So,
not.
so it's kind of two sessions
the-
to the.
But the Grand Challenge track will have multiple grand challenges,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
this
Yes.
is
This is
something
one
that
of
will
the
need.
grand
This
challenges.
is going to this is one of the grand challenges,
That'll
but
get
then
treated
it will
differently
be
to everybody else.
that will presumably well. That's the question, right? Is the Grand Challenge part different to everybody else, or is it just, oh, by the way, there's this second half to the event that is not technically part of the Grand Challenge, but is another thing that happens interactively?
Right.
Let me turn the question around and say, let's say we get 3 grand challenges in. 2 are conventional. 1 is conversational search that requires an interactive element. We accept it, right?
Yeah.
We don't say no.
So some grand challenges,
So
if you look at AC Multimedia grand challenges, there is this, well, I believe longest running one, I don't know how they call it, social media prediction or something like that. It started with is it JD.com? I don't know who sponsored it. There is even significant money involved there. And there are teams. Does anybody know that one?
No.
It's pretty large at AC Multimedia, and it's been running for like maybe, I will say 5 to 10 years already. Like social media prediction, that's like something like about popularity of the media, like mostly marketing type of task, you know. And the other one is, I don't know, something, but they clearly have separate kind of scoring mechanisms and so on and
Can
so
you
on.
check how many grand challenges there were this year?
Something in the order of
Searching.
10ish.
It should be on the website.
10ish.
I mean, the typical grand challenge is asynchronous, right?
Yeah.
Where you do all the evaluation in advance and then you
Defect
just
detection.
It's
present.
like Hackle.
1,
Yeah,
2,
yeah.
3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, that's a lot of grand
10ish
challenges.
plus minus. Check them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if you try to make the interactive part during the grand challenge track of the conference, it has 2 disadvantages. I think in the sense that you don't treat the challenges in the same way how you allocate the time budget. That's one thing. And the other thing is, as you said, you want to present leaderboard or results. You don't know that or just know it 5 minutes before. So if you do that in a workshop session before, then you could have these things, and maybe you do. I don't know. That's proceedings wise. This is a logistics question because you might want to update the paper as well.
But then logistically, it would be 3 independent things, right? And you say, well, there is a classic entry into Grand Challenge track that just presents Grand Challenge things, whatever. There might be a non-archival workshop that happens on the day before the thing to actually do the interactive part of the experiment. And there is a sub-session in the demo track that has the things that just opens this up to everybody. And then it fits neatly in all the categories the conference has anyway. I mean, with a bit of, but we can do that. But at least it doesn't introduce something fundamentally new. So if somebody wants to do this next year or the year after or whenever, it doesn't completely break the
and if we
format.
want asynchronous, we need to have an associated workshop as part of the proposal.
Also for synchronous, we need a workshop then.
Sorry,
Well,
it's
it doesn't
Well,
even necessarily need to be a proper workshop
Right.
with
Like it won't have
separate calls
publications,
and it's still part of the Grand Challenge.
Yes.
We just essentially need to have a room booked during the workshop part of the conference, so it doesn't interfere with.
I think it, like using the word workshop is probably, we need to find another word that doesn't
I mean,
bring
it's-
confusion
it's
with
the-
other
it's
workshops.
the
With workshops,
session
interactive session of
It's also a workshop.
LSC is a workshop.
Yeah, but
LSC wouldn't let us put
only a
it in as
workshop.
an actual. We tried to get
Yeah.
LSC as a special session, permanent special session, and there was pushback from ACM.
yeah, but
So
it's
it's not a challenge. I mean, it's just a workshop.
Right.
Yeah, a workshop.
yes.
But we would need publications.
Yes,
But-
the
but that-
publications would
Is
go
it a
into
Grand
the Grand
Challenge?
Challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come from there.
Okay,
Yes.
Workshop
that's true.
doesn't need publications, just needs a
That's
room.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the only thing is, if you want to update your paper after the interactive session, then the proceedings would need to come after the conference.
You're
right?
not.
we can't do
But
that.
why should we do that?
There's
No,
no.
with MM not possible.
Okay.
But
There's no need to do that.
but also for the Grand are
I
all
mean for the
the
results, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
There could be an archive paper
Well,
later on.
I mean, if you know the location of the results beforehand, you could basically put it into any paper that the live results would be there.
How about
Yeah,
this
but if
one?
you want the proceedings available at the start of the conference, that the workshop would technically
we-
happen after.
how-
Yeah, no, but I'm
Is
saying
this
yes.
to
Human.
actually replace those papers with upgraded versions. Talk very nicely to April.
Not needed. You know why not needed? We could do the same as you do for MMM, for example. And then after this is done, because kind of MM has this deal with Tom traditionally, we go for a Tom paper, kind of with everybody
Yeah.
who participated as a, okay, you don't
Right.
like it.
Yeah.
But it's already
No, yeah,
a
yeah.
Tom paper with everybody who participated as an author, like it's gonna be paper with lots of authors, or you don't like that?
No, I think it's great. The only
We
thing
can-
is that we are already overloaded with the other papers, right?
Okay.
We'll have the results of the asynchronous run for the paper writing.
Yeah.
So we have that. It's just the interactive element that's
Yeah.
problematic.
I mean, what we can say is that a requirement to participate in the interactive
Is
part
not necessary.
is to. Well, let me finish my sentence. The requirement to
Minus 1
participate
point.
in the interactive part is to participate in the same subtasks for the non-interactive because then your stuff is going to be evaluated beforehand. And then also you can do by the way, you also do this live. And then it can still be, it's archived sometime, somehow, whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
I have one question. Do we need to make it synchronous? Couldn't we just do it asynchronously like TrackFit always does with the ABS task? ABS, yeah. Because it can be interactive also if it is asynchronous.
Well,
they
I
have
mean-
an interactive task, for example.
I mean, we have this system that is perfectly capable of running
Yeah.
interactive evaluations asynchronously we just never used it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is there.
Yeah.
We could even do that.
It is more interesting.
There are some. I mean, you're losing the whole visibility thing, but then
Yeah.
you can still move this to the demo session.
Yeah.
That would be an option. So then you can essentially run the whole thing beforehand.
Yeah.
You get your results back.
Yes.
You get your results back more or less immediately. You don't know how well you did in comparison to everybody else before everybody finishes, but you at least know how well you did. I mean, Dres can do this.
Yeah, the results will be presented at the Grand Challenge.
Yes.
Yes.
Then we
Yes,
don't need to
we
run a
can-
grand challenge except in the demo session, which is a
Yes.
fun thing.
And then it's essentially everybody who submits an interactive thing gets a free slot in the demo session if they want it.
Yeah.
People will be encouraged to do that because we can say, okay, there's going to be a best sub demo thing, whatever, for like a novice, something judged in some means to be determined. Just to give people a bit of an extra encouragement to actually show up and show their thing.
Yeah.
And then it would also fit neatly into the timeline. We just need to have a Dres instance that does this and tech support and whatever, because people cannot be bothered to do the open API correctly. But I mean, we have the technology in place to do this sort of thing. That would probably simplify this.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's just a demo session. Fine. In the
The
interactive.
demo session, but the competition
Well,
in
the challenge,
yeah.
the challenge session, of
Yeah.
course, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then you just have
the challenge session of one that happens like 2 months early.
For example.
Yes.
No.
fine.
But
No, at the conference,
At
just
the
a regular.
conference,
It's
There
just,
was a challenge
just a
session.
regular grand challenge session
Yeah.
that presents the
Yes.
results and
Yeah.
you discuss.
Yes, but
the
not
top
an
scoring.
actual competition that's taking place in
No.
the grand challenge
Yes.
session.
No.
No,
That's happened in
there's a
September.
there's a probably before that
Yeah.
because people will need to submit their papers. So this is
right. Must be
some
before.
summary.
The time frame isn't great.
No, the time frame isn't great.
No, but what you
who
could-
needs sleep, right? It's
But
there's-
what you could do is like you ask for papers before describing the systems and just leave like quarter page for results, and then people
For the camera ready.
update this for
Uh-huh.
the camera ready.
Yeah.
That is standard one.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
Because that's what Trackbit also does.
Yeah.
And
You,
it's
you
not
update your scores, but then you don't see everybody else's scores
Yeah.
unless you're
Yeah.
you're at the event, which makes it more interesting to attend. Yeah.
You can give provide like 10 sample queries and
So
then put the result in.
one
and
thing
then-
that I
Yeah.
figured out from
Yeah.
that discussion is that I don't know if we can deliver that, but I really wanted things to be more interactive, engaging.
It still can be interactive. And engaging would be the demo session.
But when you say demo, so there is a demo session. I think.
Yeah.
Do you want a separate demo session or within the grand
no
challenge?
within the regular demo session. Logistics
but
to
then,
be
we have
determined.
to really then synchronize with the demo chairs because you know
That's
lots
okay.
of demos were rejected actually this year. They rejected like 3/4 of
Yeah,
the
but
demos.
we can
Yes,
reserve
but demos this year was
Someone
somehow.
you have to say, oh, pending that you are accepted as a demo.
We'll be able to
no,
look after
no.
all
They,
that.
they don't need to be accepted as
No.
demo.
No,
This is-
they
we
get
just
they get a,
insert them into the
they
demo
get a
session.
free slot in the demo
Yeah.
program, and the demo
Yeah.
chairs will have to deal with it.
Yes.
Because worst case, we're just gonna give them. So I mean, the way this is currently kind of penciled in the program is that one room would be permanently set aside for demos and the interactive art during the whole thing. Worst case, we just say, well, no, one of these days the demo chairs don't actually get to decide anything. All the demo slots are already taken up
Right.
by this, and the rest of the slots are for the demo chairs to decide.
Mm.
But we can figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might be good to do that anyway. To
Uh,
If we
have,
can decide that, then
Yeah.
Meeting and somebody else, isn't it?
Demo chair.
You? You're
No,
interactive
you're
art.
interactive art chair.
Interactive.
but it might be anyway good to have it like a fixed time slot for that because
Yes. Yes.
also people have to be there.
I mean,
and you get more dynamics if more people are there at the
Yes.
same time.
And I mean, probably we will have a concurrent, a continuous slot for all the demos that
Yeah.
just goes through the whole program, and then just the demos rotate through. depending on how many demo submissions and whatever,
Mhm.
to be determined.
Mhm.
That room also works because there we
Is that
have,
the open space?
yes,
Yeah.
that would be the half of the big plenary.
There'll be lots of people hanging around because it's beside the bar.
Yes, and it's where we would anyway stream the overflow from the room next
It's
door.
a very busy
Thing.
place.
Yeah, so this would work, and this would also have the best visibility, which is why
Yes.
I would also want to put the demos there, in contrast to this year where they were behind 3 rows of poster walls.
Okay.
So, just one more question, just so we know that we covered everything. And the reason for not going with standard VBS/LSC format would be because we want asynchronous part as well. That's the main reason.
The main reason I think is that it's simpler in every aspect.
Okay. Don't know.
Yeah.
And it fits very well to the format that they have in the Grand Challenge. And
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
it fits the format of the Grand Challenge. We would not force people to have an interactive system. They could choose what
Yeah.
they have.
Yeah.
You want to open a bit to more CV sort of crowd and
Possibly, yeah.
And there's not so much on-site stress
Yeah,
Yes.
because this
Yeah.
is always a real
Because there
problem.
might be 1 or 2 other things going on at the
Yeah.
same time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Okay.
this is definitely different at ACM Multimedia than it is at MMM or ICMR, which is like
Who are our
Mhm.
grand
Well,
challenge?
magnitude smaller.
Who are our grand challenge shares?
I don't remember.
We
it.
better make sure we
Listen down.
intercept them to say so they don't reject our grand
Yes.
challenge. They said it's too
Yeah.
I
big.
think it's been triggered in some.
Okay, fine.
Ah.
Okay, right. Okay. Okay.
I think.
That's it.
I'm not so sure.
We'll
Well,
be-
I
Okay,
remember that.
fine.
so
So,
some corruption, high level corruption caught on camera. Very good, very good.
Yeah, very good.
no, it's not that.
No, it's called bribery. Sorry.
No, these people already understand how these challenges run, so they will actually be able to.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
because Min Triet takes part in LSE and VBS. He understands. Min Sundao understands. Who's one more person?
I don't know. I think only 2.
Werner is checking, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to check.
Graham is
I
workshops.
just finding the webpage is not particularly mobile friendly.
No,
because
it's not.
the
It's not on the
post-
page yet.
The, the
It's not-
header.
These things are
Covers
not on the
half of the
webpage
screen.
yet. We have a magic internal document that has all the names.
Okay,
Those are not published.
Oh, this does not help. No,
need a
no,
web
it's
chat.
sideways,
You need a
it's
web
not-
chat.
Makes it worse. You can't
We don't need the
past
website. We
it.
just
Can you
need
request the
backends to
desktop
actually
version?
publish stuff to this.
So depending on when we wanna eat, maybe
I'm happy that we've done enough. We can summarize this again tomorrow morning. Make sure everybody's on the same page.
No.
Figure out
not
the
the same.
hackathon then too.
There were more things on the agenda, but sure, whatever.
Hackathon.
hey, tell us.
What was on the agenda for today technically was figure out also all the data augmentation things which would feed into the hackathon, plus all the collections for. Now we know the set of sensors we have. Now, what would we want to do for any future iterations, and how would people possibly think of could this be done? This is not necessarily something that needs to be discussed now, even though it was in the agenda, but then technically it was in the agenda for this morning. So,
So what does Castle 2 look like?
Yes.
That's so too.
Let's assume that Castle 1 has not been a disaster. It's been very successful. Except chicken. Well, with
Alright,
the
let's
exception
give
of the
over the
second
food.
fridge, Castle was pretty
think
successful.
So far the second fridge was the biggest fail.
Yes.
Well, I realized the brand is called Hot Point, so
Outdoor
why
castle.
do we expect
No,
it to
no,
get
but-
cold?
I feel they did not understand the assignment.
I think for Castle 2 it would be great to have less of a focus on food
Yeah.
and preparation of food and logistics of food.
But that's what
That's what literally
brings
makes
us all together.
And that's
I
what
feel like, I mean, it can certainly be an aspect. I feel like it's been exaggerated this time
a little
around.
bit too much.
It's
Yeah.
perfect for the hackathon though.
Maybe
Yeah,
just
sure.
one dinner.
So if the-
And then do
once per
takeouts.
day,
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
do takeouts for the rest.
I mean, ideally there would just be more people, and then
Yeah,
we
more
would
people
have
cooking.
fewer people in per.
Yeah.
You would have a smaller fraction of people involved
More
in
people.
the
Bigger house.
But then
Right.
the cooking organization is going to be messier with
Yeah.
the shopping
No,
lists.
because then you would have
With the except-
people
yeah.
who are explicitly in charge of things, which we did not have. It's, oh yeah, everybody does something, and then what do you? But the people who do the shopping and the people who actually do the cooking are not the same people, and information gets lost along the way, and nobody knows what's going
Well, I
on.
think we did a good job, right? We have almost everything we needed. We got almost everything right.
So-
Well,
so-
I think
so-
we did well with what we had, but it could have been
What are you
streamlined.
saying that we should do?
I would argue the whole thing was well done, but there's a comma in there.
I would say very well. Even.
Yeah.
Okay,
For one
people
thing.
didn't get the joke. It's fine.
I got it. It's okay.
So, like,
Well done.
just as an example, how do we do it on a boat? Very light breakfast, in a sense, spreads.
We
cheeses
could do
and
lighter
blah, blah.
breakfast than Irish breakfast.
Then lunch
yes.
is
Yeah.
really cooking. Evenings we always do in a restaurant. So
If we had gone to a
You are
restaurant,
aware that this is not a boat. This has different
the
boundary
challenge
conditions.
is if we'd gone to a restaurant every night, you would have added an extra 3,000 or 4,000 euros to the cost.
yeah, no, no.
We couldn't do it on
It could be
10,000.
Right.
Take
On
out
our own.
the
On our own budget, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the other logistics here is there isn't a restaurant nearby that's
No.
open every night.
But that's why we chose this castle, because it was so far from
Yes,
everything, there's nowhere to go, right?
There is another. I mean, another option is basically if it's possible to add a couple of people who do some of the cooking just
Just do the
explicitly,
cooking.
just do the cooking. So that would be one option. Yes, but
Hey, but,
but
that-
yes.
Also, that process you'll see later on
Yeah.
would be actually
is
good.
also valuable as a data. So people
Absolutely,
do something
of course,
together,
absolutely.
One
So
does
you-
this,
you-
another
you-
one does
you-
that,
you do
another one
not-
does that.
you do not
there are
want-
other things you open.
The
to lift.
disagreements as part of it is all part of the data set.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but the thing is that just the whole everybody does everything somehow and nobody's responsible for anything and nobody's in charge and nobody knows what's going on because
Okay,
everybody
I
does
admit,
everything.
If we had Alice here, we'd all be on time, right? We need an Alice
Possibly. We
with
just
a clipboard going around.
we just
Klaus,
need
get over there. That's what we
Yeah.
need.
So basically, you're saying So that's actually a point. You need a manager,
Need a manager.
essentially, who is not
Yes,
Yeah.
taking care of
that.
of the logistics, of the
Yes.
details, of
So
all the
who-
goings on.
right.
You need a
Yes.
Jennifer to organise in advance. You need an Alice to organise when we're here,
Yeah.
or equivalent.
Well, or something that floats over, right? It's yeah. Okay, but so that's maybe slightly less, emphasis on cooking and then some better organization. So that's a couple of points.
Yes.
Yes.
And what about technical aspects?
But actually,
2 years from now, maybe the hardware could be.
This wasn't too
Different.
bad, right?
yeah.
It's not
Actually,
too bad.
I thought it would be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worked really well.
Middle of the day, my head was hurting quite a bit, but it's getting better.
But that was
That's a-
something else. That was the second.
Yeah, well, I think it's a bit of a pressure cooker, let's say.
It's decent. It's not great, right? So
Yeah.
there.
No, and no complaints
Well,
because
and
it's.
we were stuck with what we all
Yeah, exactly.
happen to have
Yeah. No.
in a closet in DC.
Yeah.
right? We didn't
No.
have the
I think
budget.
it's a.
If ACM gave us 20,000 next
Yes.
time or 30,000,
Yes.
sure, we'll do something much nicer.
Yeah.
We made it work.
Yes, maybe just
40,000, 50,000.
Just one comment to what Bjorn said about the cooking. I think it's a good idea to have dedicated people cooking, but after
Not all the
thinking
time.
about it, I think it's very nice that we had here so many different dishes done by different people, and we could look up them later on. And also, it's a lot about life, right?
Yes,
Individual
no,
life vlogging.
absolutely. So
Improvisations.
ADLs.
I would clearly vote against like the catering aspect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I think so.
But it needs, in general. I mean, we had very little in terms of an agenda, which in some aspects is good. It gives people the freedom to do this. There needs to be more agenda, like in general, right? And people behind the scenes are making sure that the agenda can actually happen, because now everybody who runs around doing things is also
Right.
So there's no behind the scenes
Right.
support.
You need a
for-
production crew,
Yes,
essentially.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
For a lot of things, also for various setupy things, that just takes time and resources that
Right.
we did not really have this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, if there were the option to do this with a larger crowd of people, in a larger location, it would probably make sense to.
But are you thinking, go back to the schedule we had from 3 months ago we didn't implement? That was, everything was half an hour blocks. And for this half an hour you're playing
Maybe
chess.
half an
with-
hour.
But it doesn't need to be
Something
it doesn't need to be half an hour blocks, but essentially really clear and strict assignments, as in, look, we have a workshop part, this is this time window, we have lunch always happens at this time, which necessitates this time block
I guess
before, and it's those people, those really know what they're gonna have, right? Everything, there's like checklists and stuff.
Yeah.
This time is dinner.
Right.
This necessitates
Yes,
this.
We're not that far off.
No. But basically
But it
having
did not
somebody.
really- it wasn't
Yes.
really implemented like
No,
this,
no.
because it's, oh yeah, but let's do this an hour
Yes,
later. Oh no, let's swap these two
But I
things.
still
Oh no,
think
let's do this.
that is actually okay, because we
Life-
are still having
And
our
life is also
workshop.
chaotic sometimes, right?
Yeah, but but this is not supposed to be.
If
life.
we
this
have
is supposed to.
No, yeah.
If we had had an Alice equivalent here
Right.
with a checkbox saying, okay, you have to do cook now, it's time to cook, that would have been
And
okay.
it's also means if you had somebody who could basically run off to the store or drive off to the store, like daily.
Some fixers.
Yeah,
essentially.
the daily basically.
Yeah.
So what do we need for tomorrow?
Yeah. Like if one of us had
Yes.
been one of us three had been a helper, not
Yes.
a participant,
Yeah.
this was fine.
It's not much off, but it's really there is somebody who's not part of the experiment who is running the show.
So
I
we
think
don't
that's kind of the main thing. I think this
We
is.
don't need managers. We need normal people.
Yeah,
Alex.
No, yeah. We need somebody normal to manage us.
No,
Yes.
essentially, it needs a production crew. It needs
Yeah.
a director behind
Right.
the scenes.
Yes,
It's
yes.
actually on top of
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
that's
and that basically has authority over the participants.
Yes.
Yes, I think that's kind of the when you're taking part in experiments and having authority, it's a problem.
And also, if there's no clear schedule, it is also difficult to coordinate things, because then it's I need to take care of my email. I might
Right.
as well do this now because nothing's going on.
Right.
And then people disappear at
Yes,
random
yes,
points
yes.
in time because there's no coordination between
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
And also, if you say, well, now we could do this, and then but 3 people are missing. Okay, now then we can't, and then
Right.
it just spirals. Right?
Yeah.
We have to, if that's the case, we have to release a schedule well in advance. So
Yes.
I don't. Vern had to go off for a meeting this morning about 10 o'clock.
Right.
That we have to know that can only happen at 11.
Yeah.
Right?
But a person who has control of things, basically there's going to be fairly minor things that come up. You have this extra meeting that wasn't really scheduled. You have one more meeting, and there's and somebody can basically adjust this, and then the day before release here's a new schedule for tomorrow.
We need a printer. I know. I thought about buying.
Or need an information screen. That's alternatively
Okay.
that's a good.
So,
But I think the key is to separate out whoever's running the show, the producer, right, from the participants. And
We did
so-
most of the things we were
so,
supposed to do, no?
I think we did really well.
yes, so we should
make
make
better.
very clear that the helpers have been excellent.
Yes.
So this is not a judgment on that.
Just like saying, I expected a major disaster in all aspects, apart from an occasional camera failure that happened to some people we don't want to name. There were no major disasters.
We were inevitably not going to get this fully right the first time.
No.
I think
Yeah.
nobody has run away.
Literally, there was positive atmosphere all the time.
There was,
People,
it was fun, right?
you know, these social
No.
experiments you've probably seen
Yeah,
on YouTube going wrong.
Part of the challenge was figuring out
Yeah.
how to do this
Yes,
better
yes.
next time.
But I think this is a really good lesson. I agree with Luca on this part. I think that would make it more productive.
More people,
Yes.
bigger castle, and a manager.
So
But you know,
yeah,
this can be
I'm not
also-
sure about the more people as part of the experiment.
Yeah.
Really,
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe 12 rather than 10.
Yeah.
Because you get more options with groups of 3 and 4 if you have 10,
also
12 people.
But if it gets much larger, it
Yeah,
becomes
exactly.
more challenges.
Yeah,
So
sure.
the only reason why, can I add one point in, why we didn't have more helpers was because there's a training week on for some of our
Sure.
PhD students from the group who couldn't come.
Sure.
And Robin couldn't come because she moved house last week. And Leeting isn't back.
Right.
And it was Thesis. Two people handing up their thesis this week.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
was
No.
my
Yeah.
list.
Understood.
We actually
Understood.
wanted 4 helpers,
Yeah. Understood.
and we bought a
Yeah.
we rented a house.
Yes.
So
But in any case, the role that you're describing would have been missing.
yeah. Oh, always yes.
Yes. So and I agree that this is kind of a
We
key
need
Yes.
aspect of
Yes.
this.
And I mean,
I'm completely in agreement.
a coordinator,
Yes.
Coordinator.
on-site coordinator.
And then somebody who basically has authority over the experiment, right? I think it's like having a.
who sets the agenda.
It's
who
like-
says,
yeah,
no, now
yes.
you do
It's
that.
a very similar problem in sports when you have a player coach, somebody who's playing on the field, they cannot manage. They need somebody on the sideline to run the show.
Yeah.
It's impossible to manage on the field.
A coach.
Yes.
So-
But even if you're a coach, you can run the sessions before, but you need somebody live.
I know.
Yes, but I mean, essentially, I guess this whole thing was much more ad hoc than it ideally would have been, which is fine. It was built with much less budget than it
Should have.
has any right to work with.
Yeah.
For which yeah. So
Yeah.
so far so good, right? So all of this, yes, absolutely. But I mean, it's very much the. I mean, also more people, also more activities. More activities in a sense of, yeah, we kind of try to make it work by, what can we get? Oh, we can get a
Right.
few things to put stuff together. Oh, and we can get painting supplies, right? It was literally like that. It's not a
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more planning as well. More
top down,
Right. Sure,
thought out.
sure.
It's really more of okay.
Sure.
Can we throw more activities at the thing to make it more interesting? To make it
Yes,
more.
yes,
instead of a
yes.
laptop of copyright-free movies.
Right.
We thought about it, we got some, but we never set it up.
Right.
So there's lots.
Same
of
thing with music, I guess, or like
Maybe
have a music room.
activities as well, because most of these activities can be done
Yes.
in 5
Yes.
minutes.
Also, I mean, the weather was mostly not cooperating, so there wasn't a lot of chance
So-
to do outdoorsy
Right.
things.
Yeah.
This is just well.
But a house next time with a bigger garden that we can actually do things outside. in.
A treadmill to
Exercise.
exercise so that people can be sane.
Sanity is overrated.
The reason why we're here is because this was the only house we could afford.
Yeah.
We'll fix that part.
I could have got you a castle. You'd have all had to pay for your own flights and everything else. That's fine. It's different, right?
Yeah.
We will have spent over 10,000
Yeah,
euros on this.
despite all the things that you mentioned, I think
Yeah,
it went
yeah.
incredibly well
Yes.
so far.
So far so
many
good,
things
right?
to
I mean,
learn,
It's,
but
it's,
yeah.
it's not nothing is on fire.
Like nothing has. Nobody in our community has tried to do this before.
Yeah.
Might
The
have
only
been
time
a
I've
reason.
ever seen this. Ubiquitous computing 10 years ago when they put some cameras up in a house and people went in and did some ADLs right for a weekend. This is far in excess of what that was.
Speaking of food, I think I have to go to.
Check the potatoes earlier. They were still rock solid. So
You have to
what
increase
would
your
we-
step count.
might
Yes.
What do we
take a bit.
say?
But this is one aspect. The other aspect was okay. We have the sensors we could get on short notice, mostly because you happen to have them lying around. This again, it worked. So far so good. We ran into some minor technical issues for various weird reasons. But this is certainly not the best setup to do this sort of thing, right? So I guess and this is not necessarily something we absolutely need to collect now, but maybe something to think about. Assuming infinite time and infinite budget, what would be the thing we actually wanted to do?
Right.
Because then we can go down from, okay, what
Right.
if this is actually feasible to do?
Yeah. And I mean, so there's a question: what if the price of admission, let's say, had been to buy some kind of equipment? So everything is paid for except you need to bring your own set of goggles or whatever, right? Would people run into trouble with this?
Could be there.
Okay.
You have to check how you like them.
Yeah, I don't know that.
It's
Semi-
probably,
Yeah, it's hard to know.
Also, there's a different
Well, it's
attitude
probably
if you
fine.
bought your own equipment than
No,
coming
it's
in,
probably
right?
fine. Right?
Like, I don't want to do that type
Shall I
of
turn it
thing.
off?
Yes.
What do you
Obviously, you
want?
have to keep it
Yes,
as a
yes,
closed.
yes.
No, yeah, yeah.
Somehow it's a community of people.
Right.
They need to
Inherently,
go down with it.
everybody trusts everybody in this room.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's even
Right.
fundamentally what we need to have to get this to work.
Right.
But if it was a €500 entrance fee and you get to keep your hardware afterwards, I wouldn't have any problem doing that.
Yeah, probably.
And
yeah.
I think probably it's easier than like paying for like the travel, because it's easier to squeeze in some
yes.
hardware budget somewhere than
You can convince that it's needed for some other project and
than
etc.
having
Yes, yes.
like official requests
Yes,
for
yes.
travel and things like that. So.
No, it's just like
If there is a thing out there you can buy.
yeah. No,
If
but
we
need
need to MacGyver it ourselves.
Right.
It might be much more.
Yes. You're right. Yeah, no, it's just something to keep in mind, so that if there is something that we desire,
Like, look at the challenges we have
possible.
with this.
Yeah,
Battery life. We went through numerous different options for batteries. I have 36 GoPro batteries in DCU, right? We bought double of everything, right?
Right.
More.
Luca,
We even tried
You want me to
double A
do
battery
a
packs
like-
wired through a voltage regulator directly into it. That didn't work,
yes.
right? We had to go with this approach. Down there we're overheating. We even tried fans inside. There was a huge amount of effort to get to what actually you're wearing right now, which actually works. So even if we did this again in 18 months' time, there's probably nothing better than this still that we can actually do.
Now there's only, so to look already, a very small thing which would be like a belt clip for the power pack, which is probably more convenient.
They were cheap.
Yeah,
They were €5
but
each.
a belt clip is probably not so expensive either.
You're also not using, right? I just
Pocket.
have
Well,
my
look,
pocket.
we'll collate after we get back.
Yeah.
In my pocket because
But I mean, this is still assuming, right? This needs to be done on short-ish notice with off-the-shelf hardware.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, assuming this was not a requirement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, throwing in another thought. I mean, it's of course putting another angle to the data set, which could also be interesting to just give everyone a different type of device. So you would have like a heterogeneous data set. It causes other problems, but it could also provide other.
We're getting dizzy.
But it could also be interesting to
Yes,
see what you can get out of different
Brain sensors. You have to shave your head before coming.
BCI is actually on the list.
Yes.
BCI is definitely on the list.
We could do portable BCIs. Yeah, no problem.
Well, no problem is well. There's a whole cascade of problems, but we could probably make it work.
We could put a BCI cap on everybody in the morning time. Now,
Not
your
with the
hair
time
might
budget.
really
We have to prepare
smelly.
this, but it's
We'd need
Yeah.
Graham Healy's equivalents, right?
no. We just need Graham.
Not equivalent.
Graham was on holiday
He
this
was
week.
not available this week. Otherwise, he would have been here.
Cause some trouble.
Possibly, yes.
Sneaking out for pints. I would love
Is
eye
this
tracking.
slander already, or?
yeah.
That's great.
This is live.
Eye tracking on the glasses would be very nice.
Eye tracking would be very nice. Yes. That would be awesome. Yes.
What is actually the eye tracking experiment? I still don't understand the purpose.
That was the reading.
Just gathering data for a reading task.
But what,
There's a demo at AC Multimedia.
what is the
later.
research question?
For the eye tracking, what's
There's
the
not
research
really a
question?
research question here. We had to use it because we brought the hardware to here.
Ah, okay.
You know what's also cool? I heard from our forensics friends what I kind of like these days is from data to activities. So basically, which kind of activities could you reconstruct from the sensors, like mobile, if you have it in a back pocket, in a backpack, in a front pocket, can you reconstruct the activity based on it?
That's basically what you can do with Fitbit, right?
Yeah, but most people in criminal cases don't wear Fitbits, you know, like most people have a mobile somewhere, like in a backpack, in a, which kind of activity can I
We could
recognize?
have provided everybody with a cheap Android phone and running sensors next time. That's another thing for our helpers to keep charge, but yeah, you can do that.
Well, you will get an IMU stream.
Mm.
I hope.
Basically, we could because now one of the few sources of funding that's going to remain is going to be the security fundings. So that's another thing to think about if we kind of make ourselves relevant to them.
Right.
So what do
Being
we say
relevant
to
at least, yeah.
somebody who says, I'd like to run this experiment myself?
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Does anybody think we shouldn't have done it?
No.
No, I think it's great. I would do it again.
I will do it again, absolutely. We
We
will
still
do
have
it
one
again.
more day.
I'm assuming that we will end up doing this again at some point, 18 months or 24 months down the line. Somewhere, it doesn't have to be here, it can be anywhere.
Yeah.
Klagenfurt.
I'd prefer 18 over 24 because that would land it in summertime.
Or 20 or 30
Doubles the price of.
or 30.
Like
Or 30, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
also fine.
this
Um,
is 3,000 euros for the week. It's 5,000 or 6,000 in the summertime.
Right.
But it gives you the outdoors.
Those give you the interest. Look,
Which are
next time
much
we go back to
larger.
ACM, we're asking for 20, 25,000. If
Ask,
they're happy
ask
with
for
it.
more. They're gonna scope it down.
Yeah,
again.
we asked for 35.
Yeah.
We got 10 or something.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there is a chance I would say that if this is successful, then it's
certainly have the
it's
right
possible
to
to
go back and
get
ask
a
them.
higher grant next time. I would
I
say
think we've done a lot with
Yes.
10,000. So more
because then you can be fairly concrete about what those extra funding would buy you compared to what you would have now. So I think that's, for example, better weather. It's got to be worth. That's got to be worth a few $1,000s, a few €1,000.
Quite expensive to purchase.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, but that buys you other activities, right?
You make it a joint geoengineering project.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can at least buy the odds of better weather, right?
That for sure.
Yes. So timing, location combined to that, right?
What about some device?
Klagenfurt
People
in summer.
Yeah,
would be pretty.
I said if you wanted
Or
something
a
like
bit of-
here,
Or they moved or something like that.
Yes, but not for better weather.
Inclusive of skiing.
Yes. Oh,
that's what I said. If you want a setting like here, very secluded, we could go to some hut
With
in
a
the
director, we
Alps.
can.
Yes.
I mean,
But skiing
is a thing
That would work.
activity with
gets a
empty slopes.
Yeah,
some-
they want-
That's a problem,
You
right?
cannot recognize any other people.
Mostly true. Mostly true.
Yeah.
That lets you log things.
Mostly
That
true.
maybe even prompt you from.
So there's one
from
slope
time
where
to
you
time.
absolutely need a helmet to enter.
It gives you a web browser
sort.
to look and things.
No, just saying you agree with the organizer of the skiing area
Oh, yeah.
that for one slope the helmet is required.
But I
It's
mean-
not been possible.
Yeah.
I think we
Everybody
are
has a helmet in Austria. Everybody.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
done this. Eh?
Oh, yeah.
These days,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
People
Yes.
will have a lot.
You could have done it. Why didn't you do it that way?
Totally.
Okay.
Right?
Anything on that?
Did we answer your question, Luca?
More or less.
More or less. So, some starts of an
We
answer.
still have one more workshop tomorrow
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
revise everything,
What time
understand
do we
everything,
do it?
and talk about the.
So is there a task for somebody to summarize the discussion now?
We need to
For
write
tomorrow?
a CMM records paper.
We do need to write something more.
Yeah.
I can summarize it now for tomorrow.
Yes. So just take.
I'll be a very quick summary tomorrow morning. Yes.
So what
Yeah.
Alex's question I think was important in the spirit of what Lucas said. What time tomorrow?
What time for breakfast and then?
Breakfast at 9.
Okay.
Workshop at 10.
Okay.
No.
Yes. But for real this time.
Oh no lunch. Lunch.
No,
I will-
lasagna.
I will make lunch.
Breakfast at 8.
No,
No.
breakfast.
Okay,
It's
light breakfast at 9 that doesn't require any cooking because we don't have anything left to cook.
We have plenty of cheese.
We have.
So
we have
you need to basically prepare the
We have butter.
lunch now.
No,
We
I
have
will do it
cornflakes.
cornflakes.
We
Do it
have
tomorrow.
oats for those
We
who
also
want to
have
make
takes
like
about 2
salad.
hours.
Christmas
Yeah,
pudding
yeah.
or whatever this is, and
Right, but
Christmas
you-
pudding things. And
But the second hour is oven, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
everybody make your own
Yeah.
breakfast tomorrow.
So the work the lasagna basically the second hour of preparation is inside the oven.
Yeah.
So
everybody
that's
does
workshop
at
time.
that point.
I will. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I guess
I-
originally the idea was to prepare the lasagna today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you
No,
could
but
just
I
put it
switched
into the
this
oven.
idea.
But
Yeah.
But we can basically. I mean, can it be prepared in parallel to breakfast?
So I think we're doing the workshop
Maybe
at
not. But immediately after breakfast.
I would also like to have
One-
breakfast, and then
one
I
day.
can do. Yes.
No,
Immediately
just
after
today,
breakfast.
immediately
And we just throw a bunch of people at it. We finish it in half an hour. Well, it's the pasta cooking with.
I can help tomorrow.
Could we have
Okay, yeah,
lasagna
thank
for
you.
breakfast?
That would be helpful.
Like no breakfast and a brunch, which is lasagna.
Yeah.
And somebody wants to get food at
Oh my God.
9 o'clock, there's plenty of food in there.
That is an alternative. Just
There's the pressure on me. At the
So if
morning.
we have brunch at 11,
You had to cook
right, followed by the
No, no.
workshop.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense when you go early already to the salmon.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, then we
Salmon's
start
at
preparing
3:20.
the lasagna maybe already at 8.
Yes,
Yeah, fine.
that's fine. And we can snack while you're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can have some
Eat
cornflakes
uncooked
for-
pasta and.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we have a breakfast followed by a salmon followed by steaks. And then we're back not too late tomorrow night because someone like Klaus has to leave at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Right.
Well, we'll see tomorrow what the weather forecast says. If it says
Oh, the weather
roads-
forecast is what I read earlier on.
Yeah, I mean,
110 kilometre per
Yeah.
hour winds,
yeah.
sea breaching the coast,
Change of
flooding,
flight,
Oh, really?
disaster, Storm Daniel, whatever it's
That,
called.
that's Friday or
Friday.
Saturday
Friday
and Saturday. Okay.
So you have an idea if there's
Cliffs of Moher, not so much.
Closed, orange level weather warnings.
Okay.
So you say
How will it is?
that flights will be delayed or cancelled?
No, that's in the west, not east.
Carl,
Okay.
how will it is?
Hovel.
Yes.
We can all go to the hovel, no problem. There's no toilet there, but that's okay. It's a hovel.
There's lots of trees.
Lots of trees.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
We have toilet paper here.
Excuse me. Yeah. But then you know, any traces of whatever you do will disappear very quickly.
Look where someone else is.
Yeah. So don't stay downwind for sure.
So you're probably not doing the
How will it is?
Hey.
How will it is?
Are you still doing the cliff?
No, it's gonna be impossible,
Let's
basically.
see on Saturday morning. what
Yeah.
it's gonna be like.
It like
They do
it
tend to overestimate the day.
the way if that
Orange
is
in Dublin
if that
nothing,
is
but I don't
reality,
know
then
about
it's
here.
impossible.
Orange in Dublin is nothing, but I don't know about here.
I think it hits
No, here orange is a proper weather, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, let's make a decision on Saturday morning.
City weather is always much milder than
But it's Klaus
proper
will have
coast
to be
weather.
A bit more cautious in driving for the first hour and a half.
But no,
Yeah.
Once you get to
the
Galway,
weather
you're
is-
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the main roads, yes.
I
I
thought
have the
you would
GPS
be
ready
driving.
Yeah,
because
to decide,
if
yeah,
there's
but I-
ever
Well, you gotta
incident
drive.
on the M50
Yeah.
around
I
Dublin,
think
Right.
he's not getting to the
Yeah,
airport.
So-
we can decide.
You might also pre-download the local map, the GPS,
There will be
on
points on
Google
the
Maps.
M50 where you can get off the
No, I have
to
Google Maps with me.
Yeah, but if you pre-download the local map, then you basically, even if you run, if you're not well connected in this area, you can still
Yeah.
coordinate. So at least for until you hit the highway.
Yeah.
And even on the highway. if you
But
hit
until the
M50
highway,
and
it's
there's
very
an accident,
simple. It's one road you
It
follow.
can just stop.
Until you have something wrong, right? It's but you're right. Yeah, After go with pretty simple. Yes.
So that
Yeah.
would be a problem for us, yeah.
What
You would miss your flight
Yeah.
if?
if the
If
M50
there
is
is
stopped.
a
Yeah.
congestion.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of trees on the M55.
Lots of trees.
Yeah.
But look, in reality,
No,
But
we
I think
don't-
always so far inland, it's not going to be so bad there.
Much of M50,
Yes.
right? If we
It's
drop
this
again,
area.
We didn't use much of M50 because if we drop
True.
Alley again, then
yeah.
And then
You use about half the
see,
M50. Oh, to Finglas, yeah. Then you can go the back road to the airport. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I expect it'll be fine.
I mean basically
There's not so many trees here.
a short stretch on M50
Yeah.
until
So like,
Finglas and
if-
then
Yeah, there's only two exits to go, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
And then from Finglas you can go to the airport to the
And
back road.
Finglas is there, and the T is
But we,
there.
yeah.
That's
But I
not
expect,
right.
I think we will go to the Havel with you.
The airport's there.
That will be the sightseeing part of the trip.
It'll be quite disappointing.
Yeah. No.
This is to finish, the Basham is to finish.
No.
the Waters, none.
Yeah. We can do a little bit of work if you want. Some tiling,
Damn, I should have ordered a skip in advance.
You get the toilet installed.
The toilet is there, he just hasn't turned on the water.
yeah.
I don't know where to turn it on.
Bjorn
If
will
you
do
can
it.
find the water.
Oh,
we
to
can
turn
use
it on?
those. Yeah.
Well, we can bring water. No. That actually works, right? I mean, you can flush with the water. Yes.
Suppose the workshop
I
is
mean
done.
that's what you do when the
I think so.
Workshop's done.
I think
Watch a
so.
movie?
Let's watch a movie.
So on your laptop?
Is there something?
I would like to watch Elephant Stream.
Elephant Stream.
Is that's open source?
Yeah, it's open source.
yeah. I don't know. I want to see it. I think I've seen it so many times.
I don't.
I have.
I did not.
Not so often end to end, but I
Let me go
think
to the
I've
bathroom
seen
first.
so many stretches.
Right.
of it.
But there's another one, right?
Look and cover.
There are
Yeah, there is also the what's it called? Elephant.
elephant stream, and then there is I don't I know I don't mean elephant stream. I mean the other one.
Big Bugs Bunny.
Big Bugs Bunny and Big Bugs Bunny, and then there's another one.
Is there still Bailey?
There is even another one.
I'm lost, so don't look to me.
There are a few open source movies.
Yeah, there's a number of those. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Big Bugs Bunny is also very well made.